We're 1,000 miles away from ever falling inside.
Welcome to Metropolis. What have you made of your day so far?
Just had a little look about. We've done a sound check. It's a lovely studio, this, so I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place to be. Does it appeal to you as a musician to be around some of these amazing instruments in such a hallowed space?
Amazing. And all the mixing desks and stuff, it's just it's incredible. I love this studio a lot.
Yeah, you get a buzz just being in here, really.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a classic element to your sound. I was wondering where that came from. Thinking of people like Johnny Cash, the Beatles of the world. You've got a little bit of that classic element to you.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of the old stuff. My dad was into a lot of Johnny Cash and Elvis and all this sort of stuff. And when he had a market stall, and he'd sort of sometimes play some music on the market stall, and then eventually it'd end up with me singing on the market stall and stuff. And all the punters used to love all those old songs, so that's sort of where I've got that classic element from.
Nice. And how old were you when you were on the market stall?
Oh,
Singing songs and flogging some bits.
I must have been about 12 I started. And then it eventually sort of led its way down to like caravan sites and stuff. I used to do all the karaoke competitions down there. And yeah, so I've been doing it for a while now, it seems. Feels like it, anyway.
What was it about performing that gave you such a buzz?
I think I'm just a bit of a people pleaser, and like I love making people feel good, and sometimes it's like to my detriment that I'm such a people pleaser. But in terms of like being on stage and stuff, it's great to like, you know, get people smiling and get people in their emotions and all things like that.
Cool. When did you switch from singing, you know, classic songs, amazing songs, into writing something that was really true to you? When did you switch to writing your own material? Why was that?
I started writing songs when I was maybe 16, 17. And it was just because, like, not necessarily because it came supernaturally to me. It was just because I wanted to be an artist. That was like all I ever wanted to be. And like all my favourite artists were songwriters. They weren't just like cover artists. So I think like looking at my heroes and stuff and just looking up their journeys, they were always like really into their songwriting. And as soon as I started, it was like a drug. Like I couldn't stop, really. But yeah, I love songwriting.
Yeah.
Good one.
How has that served you in your life? To be able to have a space that you can put your emotions in and work them through, do you think that's a very healthy thing for you?
Yeah, I think as like a man from like working class background, I think we tend to like push our emotions down a little bit, and songwriting has always been my little escape. And you know, I can be all emotional and talking about my feelings and stuff, and no one really takes a piss out of me for it. Whereas they might do if I just talk about it down the pub or something.
Yeah. You're very, very honest as a songwriter, which is incredible. And do you think that honesty is part of what people latch onto?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. That'd be great. I try and be honest, and if that comes across, then result. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, just looking at what you've done this year, you've been incredibly busy. Music's coming out, you've been gigging, you've been writing. So if we pick up a few of those songs, something like Common People, that's really come from the heart, and that's about your background. That's about people who often don't get a shout in the mainstream, who do a lot of the working and the busy stuff of our lives. What made you want to speak up and say that?
Well, Common People I done in lockdown after I just left a big record label, and I felt like, you know, I'd put so much work into my craft, and this record label was just taking so much from me. And you know, they've done a lot for me at the same time, but I think it was I signed the deal so young. I was like 16 at the time, and I think it felt a little bit like they was taking advantage of the fact that, you know, I am a bit of a commoner, and any contract that comes in front of me, I'm like, yes, I'll sign my life away. And that song was sort of born out of the anger of that, I think, and knowing that, you know, when I play shows in front of people and they actually respond to this new music, it's like the love in the room that makes it feel all special, and that's what that song's about.
Do you get people coming up to you after the show then, talking about that song and what it means to them?
Yeah. I mean, we just done America. I just done a little tour out there, and even Americans are like, "Yeah, man, this song's so cool." Yeah, and I think people really relate to that one, and some of the other new ones as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a long way from East London. Do you want to make music that reaches out, that is quite universal?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. You've got a guitar and a piano on stage, multi-talented. What was your first instrument?
Guitar I started on. But I've never been that good on it, to be honest. It's just, I've sort of stayed at the same level for about 4 years. Yeah, I started on guitar, play a bit of keys, play a bit of drums and bass and stuff. Just as like a producer now, you feel like you have to do everything. So that's sort of how I learned.
Yeah. And these things are great for your mental health as well. Creativity, having the approach to an instrument like that. And do you find that grounds you in your life?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like I do it every day. It's like, you know, I should be going to the gym or something every day, but instead I sit in the studio and just practice my instrument, even though I don't feel I'm getting any better. But I think I am a little bit. Yeah. But I have to do it every day. I mean, like, even if I go on holiday or something, I'm always on the hunt to find a guitar so I can just have some sort of release. But yeah, it's like a part of me, and I love playing. Cool.
And you've got a clear love for performance as well. That connection really comes across. Tonight's going to be a very special, intimate gig. You're going to have people right up in front of you. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere, I think. What do you as a performer get out of it? What does that sense of connection mean to you?
I think I just love like the sort of sense of family in a room. I mean, I see the same faces at every show pretty much now. Like, a lot of the fans come to like multiple shows, and it's so nice seeing people from like all over Europe and stuff. They all become friends with each other because they've met each other at my show or whatever, and there's always like a nice little group of people that I can see every now and then when I play a show, and it's just nice to be the centre of attention as well. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's good. I love playing shows. It's what I'm in it for.
Cool. And this is your last show of the year before Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
Are your decorations up yet?
They are, yeah. Yeah. We done it the other day, and my mum's got a Christmas tree up. She's actually got an upside down tree, which is quite fun. It's one of them ones. But yeah, decorations are up.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to in the coming year? What have you got planned for 2024?
Well, I'm putting out my first album, which is really exciting. That should come out around summer. Yeah. And got a load more singles. Should be touring again. And loads of TikToks. Just constant TikToks. That's the game plan.
Yeah. Well, you've released singles, you've released EPs. What is it about an album as a format that draws you? Is that being a fan of, you know, these classic artists and these classic albums? Yeah,
it's just a dream to be able to. It's also like a bit of a time capsule, an album. I mean, these songs that I've got at the moment that I'm releasing as singles were all written about 2 years ago. And when the album's out, it's like I can sort of let go of that sort of period in my life that was ages ago, but I still feel like I'm in the same spot as when I first wrote those songs. So once it's out, it's like a bit of a release for me. And I can move on to the next stuff, which is exciting.
Cool. And yeah, you get a lot of people coming up to you after shows, having a chat, and you love chatting back to them all. If you have a young musician who comes up to you and wants a bit of advice, what's the bit of advice you give to people who want to pursue it?
I'd say to write as much as possible, and when you get an idea, because this is something I've got to catch myself on as well. when you've got an idea for a song, finish it when you've got it. I find that if I start writing a chorus or something and I just park the chorus and then come back to it, I lose a lot of the magic that I found in that moment. I think when we're like writing songs, we're sort of gifted them from some sort of higher power, and it's in that moment that you should really go and finish it. And I think, I actually think that John Lennon said the same thing. I see it in the Beatles documentary, but he's just like, you know, we've just got to finish songs whilst they're alive.